Hi, I'm Alya with Streets on Demand. We're outside the Premises studio in Hackney, about to interview Sincere. He's currently rehearsing for his tour, which starts tomorrow with WRETCH 32. Let's go. So firstly, what are you working on at the moment?
I'm working on my EP, Now or Never.
Okay.
And it's going really well.
Follow up to Written in the Stars too?
Yeah, follow up, yeah.
Okay. Why is your name Sincere?
Because I watched a film with Nas in it called Belly, and Nas's name in the film was Belly. He had a white WRETCH jacket on. At the time I had a white WRETCH, so all my friends called me Nas and Belly. And then when I went to the film, his name was Sincere. My rap name at the time was Little D, and I was been 5 foot plus since like 15, however old I was when I watched the film. So I just liked that name, so I took it from Nas. But I found the meaning in the dictionary first, and it was like free from deceit and honest, and then it just stuck with me. Because I thought if my name was Sincere, my music would always have to represent my name.
Put your L's up, the London is young Branson. Yeah, let's go. Every time I roll out, you see my face, know it's money round. Yeah, pushing up my shoulder, even on the low stress, and I never run. You know I is.
Where do you draw inspiration from your songs? Are they based on real life, or is it more a case of beauty over truth?
90% is real life, or my imagination. And if it's in your imagination, then it's almost real life.
How has your sound evolved since you first began?
It's just grown with the time. If you listen to a song like Ain't Nobody Like You, it's very current. Zane Lowe described it as a mix between dubstep and hip hop. Really, like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just the best of both worlds. So my sound's always been moving with the time.
Was there one particular moment that made you realize that music is what you wanted to do in your life?
Yeah, when I released a single called That's Not Gangsta, and when I saw it leave the video performed it and the story reaction of the crowd, I was like, wow, I never knew that. And I got like what we call a reload, so like reload, like wow, it's serious now. People want to reload myself.
You recently featured on a track called Follow Fashion. Yeah. Is fashion something that's important to you?
Yeah, I like fashion. Today I'm a bit calm, just like we use fashion today. But yeah, I like fashion.
You started a clothing line recently.
Yeah. Can
you tell me a bit about that? What inspired you to start it? This is from a clothing line.
Yeah, this is from my clothing line, XY. This is a Lizzie t-shirt. What inspired it was just me wanting to create something that I felt was British, street, but still had a little bit of class to it, so you could still wear it possibly in the evening or something. And I just wanted to capitalize off of people following my fashion.
No, I don't think he's in here. I'm not too sure. I don't know. Did you check the board downstairs?
First thing I wake up is breakfast time. No black O's, take the road for the dress code. You're so Christian, should be in road. With you, I just wanna be in road. Baby girl, let's link and make babies, girl. I said she can.
If you weren't in this business, what do you think you'd be doing? Music.
If I wasn't in music, I'd probably be like a football agent or something.
Okay.
Or probably a developer, probably both.
How has your past influenced the person that you are today?
My past has been everything for me to be here. I mean, growing up in a single parent home kind of pushes you in a certain direction. So it's kind of forced me to think in a certain way and behave in an entrepreneurial way. And kind of, you can either do two things when you grow up in that environment. Is you can either settle for the position you've been given in life, or you can fight and strive for something more. And I chose to take the second option, and I think that should give me that fire in my stomach where even when I get somewhere, I still want to get further. I think some people can't believe the energy or the drive that I have. But I think if I didn't go through that, then I don't think I'd be as hungry as I am.
Did it ever sort of put you down, or were you just like, I'm gonna fight through this?
I've never known, when you don't know any different as a child, I've known that it might have been a bit hard, but then once I got to the age where I could attempt to make something happen for myself, I did it. I'm talking like 11, 12, 13. I've always been a young kid just trying to get what's mine and stuff like that.
And do you think that comes across in your music? Is that what you're trying to do?
Definitely. If you listen to a song like Ain't Nobody Like You, that's inspiration. That's not just for me, that's for everybody. That's an inspirational record to make people feel like they can do whatever they want to do, because I truly believe that you can.
When you see me, understand that. Be the best.
big believer that tattoos reveal a lot about a person. You have quite a lot. Can you show us what they mean? Like, what do they mean to you?
Written in the stars is because I believe that everything is written. I obviously think you need to work. I don't think you can just sit on your ass and then think something's gonna happen. But that's that one, and it's got the stars in it, and this is probably my most cosmetic one, meaning it's more for the look, like the wow. I've got my logo on here, Young Entrepreneur with the clock, which is the logo to my record label. It's like two things in one. It's got the clock and the number 7, which symbolizes my date of birth and my lucky number 7. Then I got the lucky number 7 in Roman numerals, as you can see there. Then I've got a Kanye West lyric, everything I am not makes me everything I am, which I really liked that lyric. Then I've got like a kind of like an angel wing of like a clef and some music notes and stuff like that. It's not finished, so I need to go all the way up there and into there, and then we'll be finished.
Find myself, hope you relate. I learned the hard way from many mistakes. What pleasure without pain, summer without rain, boredom without risk without gain. The harder the struggle, the sweeter the champagne. We craft and we struggle for bills to get paid. Dreams come through, take a look at your TV. Smaller hard knocks, my life's my CV. On the coldest nights I froze and roll. I'm a vision, I'm a winner, I'm a succeed. Far from the past, but still more to see. I want it all, is that greed? The lust, jealousy, all of the envy. And when you cause, they're on court, and that's me.
As much as the UK music scene is sort of becoming quite global at the moment, the US seems to have a lot of influence in terms of the direction and the style and everything that UK artists are taking. What's your opinion on that?
I have to agree but disagree, because if you look at a genre like dubstep or something like that, that's one of the most freshest genres to emerge in the last 10 years, and that's British. But you're definitely correct on the mainstream front. And I just think that if you look at R&B or something, it's been dominated by Americans for close to 30, 40 years now. They're leaders of it, so I just feel that they're pioneers in it, so we're always going to look to them to make sure that they do, just to see what they're doing, because they are the masters of it, you know what I mean?
Do you think it's difficult to not be influenced? Do you think it's difficult to like stay true to like the UK sort of?
Yeah, it's difficult if you want to be global and you want to be international. To have like good success in your area, have local success, meaning in the United Kingdom, is cool. If you look at someone like Tiny, his records like Written in the Stars have travelled a lot more than Part Sound Frisky, because they're more drum and bass, hip hop music, like it's very British sound. But Written in the Stars is something that Europeans can identify with, and Americans can appeal to the masses. So you could just use that as an example and say, look, this works locally, that works internationally. So it's going to take a lot of years for a sound like dubstep to penetrate the whole world, for it to be able to be like globally respected.
Well, the US, I guess, are picking up a bit on the dubstep now.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah, they've got a big club now. Yeah, I just think that hip hop's going in like a calm direction of weed smoking and having fun, and I just think it's harder for gangster rap to exist. If we go back to NWA and Tupac and Biggie, there was less CCTV cameras. The police weren't as clever on how to combat criminals, so the culture was a lot more crime-ridden. It's like everything was just, there was plague of crack epidemic and cocaine epidemic and epic of the Crips and the Bloods, and everything was just gangster. Now the police have combated so many different things. There's not as much drugs being sold, there's not as much gangsters about, so I just think the times are a reflection of that, and hip hop is fashion based now. Everyone's wearing skinny jeans and snapbacks and things like that, so that's what it's about.
It's not really true, basically, to
yeah, there's not much
individuals
gangster
as
stuff.
much.
There's a lot less. There's more digital criminals and people frauding money, and even the drugs that are sold. So somebody might want to talk about being a MDMA smuggler or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just a different age, and this is a whole different wave right now.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years. On my yacht in a studio. So I'm still making music, but I hope that I'll be chilling on my yacht making beats. I saw Pharrell do it, and it was the most G'd up thing I ever seen in my life. He had a studio on the yacht. I was like, oh my god, this guy is taking a mic. That is where I want to be in 10 years, making my 7th album on a yacht, chilling.
In today's world, successful artists often show their success sort of through bling and material possessions and stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you think they do it?
I think, well, me and this chain, I love this chain to bits. I paid a lot of money for it, but it's because I just always wanted a chain. Like Jay-Z had a Rockefeller chain, Biggie had a Jesus piece. Everyone was like a hip hop symbol, like a thing that you do, and I just feel like as I said, hip hop comes from the ghetto originally, and it comes from people who have nothing. So when they get it, they want to show it. If you got to blame that on like Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, they had the big dookie chains and the 4-finger rings and stuff like that, and mink coats and big cars, and it just comes from having nothing and then getting it. It's like an American, it's a new money thing. If you had old money, you realize people who have been rich for 100 years, they'll show their wealth in a totally different way. They're not too quick to show it, but if you've grown up your whole life poor, then you get money, you'll be like, hey, look at me, I'm rich, look, yeah, 100 chains, 10 cars, I got mantras, 100 bitches, 100 hoes, doing it way big. That's what you want people to know, do you know what I mean?
So is that how you sort of measure success?
That's not how I measure success, but I feel that's how some people in hip hop culture measure their success, because they want to show it, and nobody really believes with their ears. Even though we're listening to music, it's like, okay, show me, you're telling me you're balling, it's like, you're telling me this, but show me, so people want to see success.
So how would you measure your own success?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I'd measure my own success by how many tour tickets I can sell and how many albums I sell. That would be how you measure success. If I could do an arena tour, it means I'm very successful. I can fill out a pub, it means I'm a little bit successful, because I can still fill out 150 people in a pub, but it's not as successful as the man who's going down the road and selling out all to the arena. I think I stick to the facts to judge my success as opposed to putting my success on a pendant or something stupid like that, you know what I mean?
What's the last lie you told?
What's the last lie I told?
Not to like bait you out.
The last lie I told is telling you I can't remember the last lie I told. That's the last lie I told.
What would your last meal on earth be?
Sunday dinner with my mom. Sunday dinner would be like chicken, rice, macaroni. Dinner with my mom. Cooking it would be my last meal.
Chicken, rice, and macaroni.
Yeah, everything.
It's quite intense.
Yeah.
Apart from your impending support slot on the WRETCH tour,
Yeah.
where else can we look out for your upcoming performances?
On www.senseimusic.net, because I don't know it.
I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to talk about that I haven't mentioned?
Not really. I think it's a really good interview. Thank you very much. Gave my website name, Twitter @SenseiArtist. That's all.
Your
Really.
single?
7th of November. Ain't nobody like you.
Video's out now.
Yeah, on YouTube, Sensei, ain't nobody like you. Get to watch it once and watch it again, and then times that by 10. And then make it cool.
Okay, thank you.
Needs more money, more easy. That's right. That's right. That's right. Chase dreams, no fair stay.